Matt Walsh did it again. Listen, it would always be facts over feelings. I'm one person that I know I'll always go by what is facts. I'm not going to fall for the delusion. I'm not going to fall for the make-believe, imaginary. No, I go by what's real and what is facts. All right? It's getting ridiculous now. I'm starting to see a lot of real women are finally standing up and saying enough is enough. If you like the video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and let me know what you think about the video in the comments. And with that said, let's get into today's video.
Hi, Mr. Walsh. My name is Luna, and I am a nationally registered advanced EMT here in the state of New Mexico. I am also transgender. Throughout my career as an EMT, I have responded to, by conservative estimates, about 1,500 calls for service here in the state of New Mexico. I have treated more transgender people than I can count. Who will tell me that the support of the people in their lives makes a difference in their lives? And that's been my experience as well. My question for you is, despite all of these transgender people who tell me how great things are for them, I have never once treated somebody who told me that they regretted their transition. Never once. It hasn't happened. So where is this supposed epidemic of people regretting their transitions?
Well, you could just ask them. Are you denying that they exist?
I understand they exist. I haven't seen significant evidence of it to nearly the same extent as people who tell me they're happy with their transitions.
Okay, that's fine. You personally haven't seen them. I have. I talk to them all the time, so I know that they're out there. I know they exist. I also know that, I know a couple other things. I also know that the suicide rate, as we established, suicidality for trans people remains sky high even after transition. And I went over in the talk why all of the explanations for that somebody on your side of the discussion might offer don't hold water, they don't work, which tells us that there's something else going on, and which tells us that there's still a deep despair there. So those people who identify as trans, then they transition, and then they kill themselves, which is a large number, they might not articulate, many of them may articulate this, but they might not articulate that they regret this. But even so, as they say, actions speak louder than words. And so it's pretty clear that there's something deeply wrong here. And it's also clear to me that if transition is supposed to make trans people happier, on a large scale, it's not working. And when you've got suicidality, rate of 50% or more, that tells me that this plan for making this group of people who are 50% suicidal isn't working. I mean, if that's not enough to convince you, I don't know what else to tell you. And one other final point that I'll make as well, because we've all these questions, and I appreciate the questions. I appreciate that you guys at least are coming up to talk to me. In most schools, they won't even do that. So I appreciate that. But all of these questions are about, well, this trans person says that they're happy. I say that I'm happy. Even if I were to concede that there may be some trans people who feel like they're happy, I think even then they're lying to themselves, and there's a deeper despair there, which is what led them to reject themselves in the first place. But we could put that entirely to the side, because what I'd like to do is get back to the question of, is it true, okay? It might make a man, maybe there's a man out there who feels happier if we affirm him as a woman. Is it true though? Is it actually true? And I would say that the truth matters first before we get to the emotional questions.
Hey, it's so true to what he's saying, because people might not tell you, people might pretend to tell you things that they're actually happy, that they don't have any problems. You see, this is the type of topic where we actually say the truth. The truth is that this is something mental. Look at a lot of people, right, that commit suicide, right? You know, some of them they don't even show it, and then you see the next day on the news. Listen, I have at least 3 people in my life that I know that committed suicide. So I am telling you from experience, there was no sign. You couldn't have the slightest clue that that person was suicidal. It is sad, because that's something the person is battling mentally. That's like Matt Walsh just said. Is it true? First, you just said you're denying who your real self is to be something totally different. That's pushing your mental state to a whole different level, which you know deep down in your heart that is not true. So that's what he's going to say now. Is it true? Hey, suicide is not to play with. It's very scary. And you see some of the some famous people. Who was it? That comedian. I forget his name. He played in Mr. Doubtfire. That's Robin Williams. See how he was? He gotta made you laugh, very hilarious, smile on your face, and then he was one of the most saddest men in the world. And you wouldn't have the slightest clue. Could ever see him? He's always uplifting, he's always in the spirit, he's always smiling, always happy. But behind closed doors, he was one of the saddest men. Robin Williams. It hit me. I was shocked to find out when he passed away. They're going to show you it's all mental, man. It's all up here. But people don't want to accept that.
So, I'll throw it back to you. Biological male says that he's a woman, wants to be affirmed as a woman. Is it true? Is the claim that he's making about himself, is it actually true?
Yes.
How? How do you know that?
How would you define a woman? Because you've asked other people up here to define how we would define a woman. How would you define a woman, Mr. Walsh?
An adult human female.
Really?
And how don't trans people, how doesn't a transgender woman fit that definition?
Female.
Because they're not female. They have, you said that you are a biological male, correct?
I said I'm transgender. I might be intersex for all we know. About almost as many people in the world are transgender as intersex, and
well,
a lot of people don't.
Let's answer the question. Is it yes or no? I'll be intersex. Why, for some reason, they cannot give a straight answer? Even to yourself, you are denying to yourself. You're in denial. It's a straightforward question. Straightforward question. It's a yes or a no. That's it.
No.
Well, but that's a different conversation. Intersex, that's a genetic anomaly. That's a medical condition. So that's a completely different conversation. That's also not a third gender. That's a genetic anomaly that occurs within the sex binary of male and female. So what you're saying is that a quote-unquote trans woman is a female?
By the definitions I'm familiar with, yes.
So how would you define female?
Through my training in healthcare, there are several different categories for how we define sex. People bring up chromosomes. People also bring up hormone levels. People bring up all sorts of other categories. Lots of people don't fit neatly into a gender binary, even people we don't consider to be intersex. It's a complicated spectrum.
It's not complicated, but you also didn't define. So what is a woman? What is a female? What do these words mean?
It's complicated, and I know you're not going to like that answer, but that's because there are no simple answers in human biology.
Let me ask you a question.
You guys, well, hang on.
Excuses after excuses. How are you going to try to be something that you have not even the slightest clue about? What? You can't want to be something that you don't have the slightest clue about. How does that make any logical sense? I can't believe we're actually having this type of discussions in 2023. That's ridiculous.
Just let me finish. You guys like to bring up high school level biology classes a lot. I get that a lot. But people who go on to more complicated biology classes will talk about sex as a spectrum.
It's not. It's not.
Well, biological researchers would disagree with you.
Well, then they're full of shit, the ones that would say that.
Tell it like it is.
All right.
There are male gametes and female gametes. Oh, I had one last question. I just have one quick. Can you come back for 1 second? Because this is an important question. You said you're an EMT. Okay, if you're responding to a health emergency. Biological male, somebody with a penis, is having a medical emergency, and they say to you, "I think I'm having a miscarriage." Would you check them to see if they're having a miscarriage? Would you consider that a possibility for them?
Ooh.
Look.
Oh, got him.
No, but that's because some people don't have body parts. Doesn't mean they're not a woman.
Okay.
Got him.
Sounds like we've established there are some people who, in principle, can get pregnant, and there are some people who can't.
Can't, yep.
So there's two categories, otherwise known as binary.
Lots of women can't get pregnant either.
Yeah, but they're still of the nature to get pregnant. The only
But
reason
they can't get pregnant.
Yes, but
truth matters, right?
It does. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Truth matters, and they can't
Okay,
get pregnant. That's the truth. So how are they still women?
Because they are for the same reason that I can rightly say that human beings have two legs. And if a person is born with only one leg, that doesn't call into question the statement that human beings have two legs, okay? A person being born with one leg doesn't mean that now legs are on a spectrum and we can't say anything at all about how many legs a person has. Who knows? They could be a centipede. You know, they could have 100 legs. No, we know human beings have two legs. If a human is born without two legs, something went wrong. They were supposed to have that second leg. Something went wrong. If you meet a person on the street who only has one leg, maybe they had an accident. Maybe they were in war. Maybe something, maybe they were in a car accident. Maybe they had cancer. A leg was cut off. But you know that something went wrong because by their nature, they're supposed to have two legs. Same thing for a woman. A woman by her nature can get pregnant. A man by his nature never can. So if you meet a woman of childbearing age, say she's 28 years old, and she can't get pregnant, you know automatically that something has gone wrong. And she can go to the doctor and find out what that thing is, even if they can't fix it. So that proves that women by their nature can get pregnant because the simple fact that she can't shows you that there's something wrong. This is what is known as the exception that proves the rule. Whereas if a male with a penis can't get pregnant, no doctor on earth is going to run tests to see what's wrong with him. Because they already know it's that he's a male, and there's only male and female, those who can get pregnant and those who can't. So, that's it.
Hey, he was not happy. You see the kind of look on his face? It's the boldest of them forcing their beliefs onto other people. I have no problem with transgenders. I was at the 7-Eleven like a few weeks ago, and a transgender, well, he's a male thinking he's a female, asked, well, he didn't ask, well, he looked behind and he said, he asked if anybody had change on it because he was short on change. I gave them the $2. No hesitation. We have no problem with you. Only problem that we have is when you're forcing your beliefs onto other people. When I left and I went outside, he said thanks, and and we talked for like a couple of minutes, and he was telling me about transgenders and how people are making it to be such a big thing, which it shouldn't be. And I totally agree with him, right? And then he was telling me, he was like, even though I dress as a woman, he's like, I know in my heart I could never be that. He said, and it hurts, but I accepted that reality. That I could never be such thing. In my mind, I think I am, but that's about far as I could go. He's like, I know why people forcing their beliefs onto other people. You can't force somebody to believe that there's ghosts. And I was like, wow. So see, some transgenders, they accept the reality of it. But it's ones like these that force their beliefs onto other people and forcing us to accept what is not factual. You're not. And then it go on. Now it's getting to the point where they're disrespecting real women. And that's why a lot of real women are standing up and saying enough is enough. You can't disrespect the very thing that you're trying to be. It don't work that way. You're going to clash. And that's what's happening right now. Some transgender I saw on TikTok talking about women don't own periods. Women don't own cycles. Women don't own pregnancy. What? See the level of disrespect that and nobody says nothing. But finally, a few people, popular people, came out and they wasn't having it. They went off on that transgender. You can't disrespect a real woman like that. That is, and what's the embarrassing part too? You're disrespecting a woman that you're trying to be, that you could never be. And that comes from envy. That's why you're disrespecting the woman, because you know deep down in your heart, you're not. And that's like what Matt Walsh was telling that's transgender. Yes, some women are born with some. I know, you know what I'm saying? Women that throughout my life and who I went to school with couldn't get pregnant. And yet, years later, they was able to have kids. It happens. But you see what I just said? She couldn't at one point. And as the years went by, she was able to have kids. A transgender trying to be a woman, doesn't matter how long you wait, you're never going to be able to have kids. I'm talking about a man that's trying to be a woman. Never. That's the difference. That's what Matt Walsh is trying to tell you. That is the difference. And this all comes down to mental. And that's why people are playing dress up. You can play dress up all you want. We don't care. But stop trying to make us go along with the get along. No. Be who you want to be on your spare time. We don't care. Play dress up, go outside. We don't care. But don't tell the rest of us that we have to go along with this nonsense. All right? I can't go to sleep and next morning wake up and think I'm Superman. Wearing a cape and everything. I think people must address me as Superman. Enough is enough, man. Enough is enough. And that's what Matt was talking about. The suicide rate is so high in transgenders. Because it's mental, man. Because you're forcing yourself and your body to go along with something that is not normal. Gotta wake up, man. You need somebody to go talk to. Go find somebody and talk to. You boldface told that man. That's what people was like, huh? You boldface look at that man and told that man, yes, a transgender is a real woman. You know damn well deep down you don't really believe that. Stop. Hey, I'd love to hear you guys thoughts in the comments about this whole subject. I still can't believe we having this type of subject in 2023. That's crazy. It's supposed to be evolving, man, not devolving. Like what's really going on out here? When enough going to be enough? I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Did you guys see the picture and the video of the guy that paid what $20,000 or something like that to become a dog? Yeah, that's not mental. To become a dog, really? How about the guy that paid I think it was like $8,000 to $10,000 to become dragon? Hey, we need more prayers for these people, man, because they're really going through it mentally, and we got to stop forcing our beliefs into other people. We got to stop that and stop disrespecting real women that are real women, something that you will never be. Stop disrespecting. Accept your reality that you will never be one of them. I accept the reality that I can't be the Hulk. I accept the reality that I can't be Spider-Man. I accept the reality that I can't be Superman. I accept the reality that I can't be Batman. Like, come on. Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. And with that said, I'll catch you guys next video. Peace out. You guys have a blessed day.